I said good morning, friends. Thanks for being here. And I think Neeraj ji has rightly set the tone of this discussion. Just step back. We were just thinking that GST is coming in, and we'll have a really good time. One market, one nation, one tax, and life easy. Actually, it is just opposite. We are feeling perplexed if we don't get to know that 4 more notices have come today. I am getting a lot of notices on GST, be it mismatch, audit. I know everyone can resonate with me. 70% of my time gets consumed into taking care of GST of late, which was like 50-50 or maybe 60. But I think more and more it is GST which is taking time. And why I am making this statement is that basically GST is all about data. And if we do not have the control of data or the transactions, we cannot be doing justice with it. So in a way, I think it is putting us on our toes, and we have to kind of keep continually moving up so that we understand the data and we can really address to it. We have a lot of practical insights. I'll not make it very theoretical. I'll talk about my practical hands-on insight on couple of situations which mandate that why we should be doing automation, why we should be relying on the technology to kind of at least process the information so that we can analyze and give a suitable reply to tax authorities. That's the bottom line of today's discussion with me. Yeah, so let's start that discussion. Industry trends, challenges in tax, and impact of digital transformation and the tax compliances. Yeah. Tax compliance is not an option. It is a mandate to us. So we are more and more on our demanding side. Neeraj ji mentioned that we have to bring the tax back to the boardroom. It was always in the boardroom. Now with the more and more notices, more and more digitization and technology interplay with the government authority, which are actually taking a lead from as far as assesses are concerned. Government authorities have taken a lead. They have invested humongously into technology, and they are sending notices left, right, center, and that's where it is now more and more tax topics into boardrooms. So if some big tax demand notice is coming, you can't afford to escape it, right? So tax was always there. Now it is, for all the good reasons, it is again back into the action. So yeah, I did mention about the the fact that while we have no option but to get into the technology, but the government is already way ahead of us. Why I am saying so? I captured a couple of instances that everyone can correlate with. Look at the threshold of e-invoicing, which has been reduced to 5 crore now, which was started with 500 crore. Just see the spread from 500 crore to 5 crore, and we are further keeping finger crossed. Auto population of GST returns, nothing saying, whatever you may say, they have their data and they can auto populate, and you keep explaining them till the time you also process it. Data audits, like lot of audit notices, a lot of focus on reconciliation, your information, what credit you believe, what credit government record is showing, like 2B, it has become part of the statute. Now you can't afford to take any extra credit, a single penny, which is not showing up in 2B. Again, a challenge for us. It's a big challenge. I think with this particular amendment, now all corporate have started saying, unless I get the credit of your invoices into my 2B, I'm not going to release that payment. I think it has become an order of the day. It was not so pressing earlier. GST data being captured in corporate tax filings, reconciliation between income tax and GST is again a order of the day. Investigation, very interesting. GST authorities get information based on your income tax return processed. They ask questions. It may be as simple as you are filing your tax return and you are filing your tax audit, but different clauses or different line item filing, they may not synchronize, and they'll throw the mismatch, and they'll throw a tax demand. You keep explaining it, just a typo thing or just a presentation thing, but notice has been issued. Keep explaining them. Yeah. So we have heard the concept of technical twin or technology twins. I would say that we are, into the world of digital twins. One side we are, embracing digital technology, digital economy, my bad, digital economy. You can't stop, right? Starting from your day till end, you deal into a lot of activities which have moved into digital. That is the one side of it. Another is how you can use technology to process this digital and, do your analysis piece. Like, as an human, I think AI and HI, human should more be focusing on the analyzing the data as opposed to, like reconciliation or mundane thing. You can actually spend time on quality thing. You can actually spend time on, processing that information which is earlier called data. Now, if you process it, it becomes information. Now, if you analyze it, it can really be, game changer, business enabler. Taxation function is no more a cost center, it's become a profit center in a way, that you can bring value on the table whenever. I mean, I'm seeing these days a change. Right from the time we conceive a particular contract or particular project, tax man is in from the department, from the internal department, not external. Tax man is in the sense, give me the insight so that we can make it more tax friendly, optimum tax. All those points are very vocal these days, which were not earlier. So the way forward to my mind is that in my organization we have 40 plus registrations because of some merger of previous entity. I'm I get really perplexed if I don't see 4 more notices every day, right? So that is the state of affair in my particular business. I am really thinking, because government has gone into faceless, government has gone into all online notices, etc. But still what we are lacking is that assessees doesn't have the capability to bring all those notices onto one portal. A technology solution, I think, which Neeraj talk about, API and bot, etc. If we can have that, if we can fill that vacuum of pulling information from the government department in terms of notices, demand, etc., which can be received on real-time basis, we can address to those. Nowadays, it's a mixed approach. We receive a lot of notices through email, we receive some notices saved on the portal, but we also receive some notices in physical form. Many a time they get missed out also. I think as we are entering into this digital era, as we are entering into more and more into technology, I think this is an area where we should work, and technology tools, including the government permission to API, is an area I am looking forward to.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Dixit?
My name is Vijay Kumar. I work for Caterpillar Group.
Okay.
What you just mentioned is really very interesting. I also kind of share your thoughts. But the kind of notices which you mentioned is really astonishing. So how do you handle those kind of notices? I mean, in terms of replying to those notices and then follow on.
Just step on the toes, kind of, So yes, we are actually doing it a hybrid approach. We do have option to get the information or notices, etc., through email, through website, etc. But we also have the flurry of notices which are coming in physical form at the office or through courier, etc. So we have created an internal system for the timing till we actually migrate. Even current migration into some technology tool also does not insulate the possibility of missing out notices. To my mind, that if once we get the API permission from the revenue authority with the caveat, etc., because they are concerned about the data and privacy and so on. Once we get that kind of permission, that we can retrieve at least our information, our notices, our data from the government on real-time basis, maybe at least we'll be assured that nothing gets missed as far as the compliance is concerned.
Exactly. Yeah. So just one food for thought, maybe. I think his government is relying lot on automation in terms of discharging the notices. So could the corporates also leverage that kind of technology in terms of sheer reply to the audit notices, because they are mostly data driven, right?
Yes, of course we have to. And I did not mention about the direct tax piece, which is the more cause of concern in global arena. Pillar 1, Pillar 2, significant economic presence, where they have given a threshold of 300,000 clicks. So where are we heading to?
Exactly.
If 300,000 clicks are determining significant economic presence of a non-resident into India, imagine the kind of surveillance, the kind of surveillance is not right word, the kind of overseeing they want to have.
Yeah.
So data is a gold mine, data is a new oil, or data is the whatever we may call. But I thought we badly need some tool or technology to kind of at least four corner the information, process it well, and we need to have only one version, whatever we are saying, because we are going to be having one world, one economy. So we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, that government is very, very much ahead of us in terms of their tools.
It is obvious. See the way notices, assessments, auto population of returns.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Dixit.
Thank you. Yeah, one more question.
Hello. Hello, I am Vipin Mittal from Rockwell Automation and leading in DirectX department in this organization. Sir, first of all, it was a very nice session, and you have mentioned one point that when the tax professionals' importance has been increasing day by day, and as soon as the contract receives by the organization, the tax person ends. So I want to share my thought in this regards. Sometimes, like, I feel that the tax professionals are making the life difficult for the other professionals as well, because each tax professional drafts the legal clauses according to the interest of their respective organization without thinking or the concern of the other organization. The one of the most important point in this, like from the recipient side. So sometimes the tax professional mentions that we will pay the tax amount once it is reflected in the GST or 2B report, or we will deduct the charges from the invoice. So it is really practically difficult from the supplier side to accept these kind of clauses. So what do you think, like, and sometimes we have to like get in a debate and unnecessary calls, even though it is not specified in the GST law. So what do you think, how should we deal this kind of situation?
No, I thought with the amendment in section 16 of GST Act, section 16 has been amended and they have incorporated that one of the conditions to avail input credit is that it should be showing up in your 2A, 2B. If prior to that, it was good to have kind of thing. It was not the mandatory thing. You need to have an invoice. You need to actually consuming the goods or services. You should be paying the making the payment in time. You should have valid invoice and so on and so forth. But now it has become part of the law. So you can't afford taking credit without it, number one. Number two, that is where I'm saying there's a shift in the trend in the industry. Everybody wants to secure their tax and their interest. That's where the standard clauses are coming. And everyone is understanding that normally a businessman, good business do not default voluntarily. It just happens by mistake or it doesn't happen at all. Right, so they understand that they are just trying to make sure that in case of some dispute or default, he'll make good the losses. That is what.
So what I am able to understand from your point that from the supplier side, we should accept these kinds of clauses, written clauses in the agreement.
Yes, I am to coming across such kind of thing. We are asking for other service providers, partners, so we should also be ready for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Pushpendra. So very insightful talk.
Thank you very
Rishi
much.
from Adi Advisors. So one very interesting thing which you and Neeraj also mentioned about the boards now looking after the tax, or the boards, the taxes in the boardroom. So what is your view? We have been to many of the organizations. So is there been a change in the promoters or the stakeholders' outlook? Are they ready to infuse funds which is required for these kinds of tools which may help us, which I think is now very important? So what is your view right now on this?
No, I'll just answer your question with the help of a practical illustration. We have seen cases where we are getting a huge amount of tax demands because of mismatch, because of cancellation of GST registration of vendor, I would say right from the beginning. But ignoring the very fact when transaction got conducted, he was valid. He issued invoices and all those things. So in a way, these are not tenable cases, but huge tax demands have shown up in the notice or show cause notice. You can't afford not reporting it. And when such kind of humongous amount is shown up to the table, to CFO, and it goes without saying, it has to be discussed. I'm saying technology can play a very handy role, that at least they can process the information. They can we can at least avoid our precious time doing all those mundane things, I would say. Or we can save our team's work to do analysis as to what we are saying, what is our point of view. We can litigate, right? Every notice does not mean that we succumb to it. And we have seen out of experience that past, if you, study your data, if you understand your business and position, you have all the good chances to kind of win eventually. Not at first level or second level, but eventually. And we are actually seeing those things. So not any demand we have to contest just for the heck of it. We have to process the information, we have to understand our business nuances, and then yes, we are seeing a lot of notices, we respond to them, we don't pay tax to each and every notice, but we also pay where we believe we missed out.